Terence Crawford keeps it all the way 100 and shuts down reporter that says Errol Spence is only one-dimensional and doesn't make adjustments. Before we get into this next video, make sure that y'all hit my like button and sub to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Now, the fight we've been all waiting for, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Everybody been waiting for this fight for 4 years, you know, even though it wasn't realistic 4 years ago for the fight to happen. But this fight has been on everybody's lips for a long time. Now, it's been a whole lot of back and forth between the two camps. Terence Crawford has said his little things about Errol Spence. Well, a lot of things about Errol Spence. And, you know, once every blue moon, Errol Spence might come back and say something to Terence Crawford or about Terence Crawford. But nevertheless, you know, both of these fighters are at the top of their game, A++ level fighters. And it's the fight that the whole world want to see. And recently, we just got some great news because Terence Crawford and Errol Spence people, they announced that, yeah, this fight is going to go down in November. They don't have an exact date yet. They don't have a venue, but it's going down in November. But I'm going to let y'all know the fight is going down in November. I don't have the date, but the fight is going to happen either in T-Mobile Arena or the MGM. Maybe T-Mobile because T-Mobile holds a little bit more than the MGM. But we are looking forward to this fight. Leading up to this fight, there's been a whole lot of narratives said about Errol Spence. You know, that he's only one-dimensional, that he only can do one thing is come forward, that he's flat-foot, he don't have no good defense. I mean, everything that you can name has been thrown out there when a lot of these old school fighters like Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones, James Toney, a lot of these fighters, you know, I don't know what it is that they dislike about Errol Spence, but they just ain't got nothing good to say about Errol Spence when it comes to his abilities and what he does inside of that ring. Now, recently, this interview that Terence Crawford did, it actually shows that, yeah, Terence Crawford is working with Showtime and the fight is going to happen. Terence Crawford actually did an interview with some people from Showtime. He sat down, it was at the Hall of Fame, and he sat down with some people from Showtime. Now, what I'll do is I'll just play what the reporter, you know, had to say about Errol Spence, and then I'll play you know, Terence Crawford's rebuttal.
Tell me if you agree with this assessment that you guys are obviously both elite fighters. He seems more like a guy who comes in with his plan A, and that's his plan, and that's the way he fights, whereas you are more versatile and can shift plans and make adjustments. Would you say that that's accurate?
Now, y'all got to remember, this was at the Hall of Fame where they already had laid out the red carpet for Terence Crawford. Now, you heard the reporter, he tried to make it look like that Errol Spence is just some flat-footed dude, retarded. He get in the ring, he ain't got no ring IQ, he just know how to fight one way, he don't know how to make no adjustments. You heard what the dude said, right? Now, that's been the narrative that's been running around the boxing world rampant ever since you had Antonio Tarver and James Toney and some of them dudes open up their mouth, right? Now, all of these other reporters, they try to run with this narrative, right? And you could just tell they don't know shit about boxing. They just hear what other people say and they run with it. I'm gonna play y'all exactly what Terence Crawford had to say about, you know, the reporter saying that Errol Spence is one-dimensional, he don't know how to make adjustments, and I'll let y'all hear exactly what Blood had to say about that.
Well, I think he make adjustments as well. You know, when one thing don't work, he, you know, adjusts and make, you know, matters into his own, take matters into his own hands and make the right moves at the right time to get the job done. Like myself, you know, I feel like, you know, you got two great fighters in their prime, you know, fighting for all the marbles. It's gonna be an exciting fight, and I just can't wait for it to happen.
So y'all see how the reporter, right, wanted to run with the narrative, and he wanted Terence Crawford to agree with him, but Terence Crawford shut that shit down. He let him know, look, man, Errol Spence, he make adjustments as well. I watch him, and if something ain't going right for him, he'll make the proper adjustments to get the job done, to do what he got to do. Now, we see Errol Spence make adjustments all the time. For all the haters, for the World Combat Sports, Scotty Whites, And y'all go sub to World Combat Sports. Got great content, but he an Errol Spence hater. You know what I'm saying? For the burning of boxes, for all y'all. Y'all heard it from Terence Crawford himself. Stop running around talking about Errol Spence can't make no adjustments. He one-dimensional. He only know how to fight one way. And if he can't fight that one way, he gonna get his ass whooped. Stop running with that BS because it's a lie. And Terence Crawford just told everybody, shut that shit down. You know, Errol Spence makes adjustments. He uses whatever adjustment that he needs to make to get the job done, right? We've seen Errol Spence come out and box and use a swift jab. We've seen him brawl. We've seen him bang on the inside. We've seen him use distance and fight from the mid-range. We've seen Errol Spence do all of that, right? But since you got old dudes like Hayden has Antonio Tarver, James Toney, you know, guys like that, since they saying these little things, everybody else want to leech on to it and regurgitate everything that come out of their mouth when it's not true. So when it comes to Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, these guys respect each other. It's a competitive thing. They respect each other. You know, like I said, I talked to Errol Spence and did an interview with him years ago. And when I did my interview with Errol Spence, he told me, look, man, I got Terence Crawford, my pound for pound #1 fighter. Like, I like Bud. Like, you know what I'm saying? I watch Bud. He one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's told me that. You feel me? And Bud, he feel the same way. He ain't gonna come out and just say it because I think it's a little jealousy on Bud's end when it comes to Errol Spence. Just because the simple fact is he look at Errol Spence and the position that Errol Spence is in over there with the PBC, and Bud Crawford feels like that should be him. Bud Crawford feels like that. Everything that Errol Spence has accomplished at 147, it should be him. The money that Errol Spence is making over there, doing them big pay-per-views, it should be him. But that's a whole different story in itself. Y'all gotta stop running with these little ignorant ass narratives that y'all run with, because if Errol Spence was only one-dimensional, only could do one thing, trust me, he wouldn't be as far as he is now in his career. You feel what I'm saying? The hate is real. And y'all need to stop running around talking about people hating on Terence Crawford. It ain't hate if it's a fact. If I pull up audio and I'm letting you listen to exactly what Terence Crawford said out of his own mouth and then come back and contradict himself, it's a lie. You feel me? So it ain't hate if I'm just pointing out things that are pure facts that y'all want to close your eyes to and act like it didn't happen. But anyway, like I said, man, I can't wait for this fight to go down. Both of these fighters, they got the utmost respect for each other. That's why Terence Crawford is asking for the most money that he ever has by a long shot in his career, because he knows how dangerous Errol Spence is. And this is why Errol Spence has been training ever since the second day after the Ugas fight, because he knows how dangerous Terence Crawford is, right? You'll get the fans that tell you that, oh man, Errol Spence, he ain't shit, he can't do this, he can't do that. And then you'll get the fans that tell you, oh man, Terence Crawford is trash, he can't do this. Man, if either one of these fighters would everything that everybody say they are and more, we wouldn't be so excited about this fight. We would be waiting up like motherfucking junkies for this fight to get announced. You feel me? So it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think about what Terence Crawford had to say, how he had to correct that reporter that didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Y'all hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.